All right, so next up, we talked about Sora's there. So let's talk about Djeeta. So Djeeta, again, this is just my opinion after playing her for about an hour. But the thing about her is I played Gran, for weeks. So I'm very familiar with that character. And she is basically, mainly a Gran clone. But I can break into what does make her different and how I feel about the character in general. Is the first, not at first impression, but after playing her for a little bit, she feels like a proper Gran. So the theory I have, they already talked about what they're going to nerf. They talked about they're nerfing characters' pressure. So Gran's pressure right now is ridiculous in the game. If you don't really understand how pressure works, you might not think he is scary. I saw some comments like that already about Catalina and Gran saying that they have no mix-up. Like, there's no mix-up. The mix-up is being in your face, and I'm going to throw you, or you're going to press a button, but I'm plus. It's always my turn. I can choose to do whatever I want. That's really, really scary. So Djeeta, even though she has almost all the same moves as Gran, that one button that makes him really, really strong, the close 5B, this is neutral. So let's just have him mash, okay? Blocking, he's going to mash, right? So he's mashing. It's gone. Instead of like the close range pressure though, her medium range buttons are a little bit better. Her 5B here and her 2B, both of these moves are better than Gran, although Gran, of course, still has very good buttons. So these moves are buff. Her jump, medium as well, is buffed. It's actually a cross-up. Gran's is almost worthless there. But in exchange for that, all of her other moves feel a little bit like still very, very, don't get me wrong, very, very, very strong, but just slightly toned down from Gran. Her anti-air is slower, but it hits behind her, so it might be better, I don't know. Her jump heavy. This does not, the angle on this is much worse. Gran's hits, he points his sword down. Hers goes more diagonal, so it's a bit worse there. Her 5C, again, this feels, this is all just not that is how I feel. We tested earlier side by side. It feels like one frame, 2 frames slower. Her sweep as well feels a little bit slower, a little bit less range. Her jump D is clearly worse than Gran's, but still very good. Clearly slower, less hitbox. But the thing is, even with all these nerfs, compared to Gran is so overpowered that even though she has all those moves, but toned down, she's still very, very, very strong. If you play Gran, you can already play this character. You can already play her. Just almost the same identical combo theory, things like that. You don't have the boot. You have the Rekka instead. The Rekka is not as good. It's definitely not as good as the boot, but it's still a good tool. But yeah, overall, it feels like the same. So let me talk about what makes her unique. Something I think is fun, I think is very, very cool, is if you know Gran, he has the power charge move. So there are 4 levels. And the further you get, the more powerful it is. But for Gran, you don't really use it. You don't really need to use it. You can use it if you want, but he's so strong that it's not really necessary to worry about the charge level. But Djeeta gets a very cool 1, 2, 3. If you just get to level 3, the blue one, she now gets access to a ground bounce. So in this game, being able to combo on non-counter hit anti-airs is very, very powerful. So with her, if you get up to level 3, you can do... Sorry, I don't actually know the combo. It's like 1, 2, 3. It's just... And then you EX Fireball, and then you do that. I don't have the combo, I can't show you. I'm sure there's other videos you can watch breaking it down. But what's cool about that is it gives you motivation to use that move. To actually try and build up her charge during this set. The way the charge works, too, is you don't have to hold to level 3, right? You can build it up slowly. But once you get level 3, that's when you know now you're very scary. Now, any anti-air, you can just do something like, again, I don't know the combos, just something like that. So that seemed like an extra layer to her that you can aim for once around. And then, of course, the other part that made a lot of big news, which, again, I can't really show you because I did not practice, is her Deadly Rave. So the Deadly Rave is very, very strong. But, of course, you have to be able to do the technical input. I can't do it, so I can't show you. But I will just explain it to you if you didn't watch the other video. So every character, of course, has the easy input and the technical input. So for her Deadly Rave, easy input, of course, it's too far. You don't get the animation. But if you do the technical input and you can do it correctly and not mess it up, from any range, you'll get the full damage, you'll get a damage bonus, and you'll get the animation. It's not that hard. You just got to practice it. You know, being a little bit more technical is worthwhile. It's worth doing. So that's another thing that makes her a bit different there. But outside of those two big unique things and then her mid-range buttons, she really does feel almost identical to Gran, just a little bit toned down. And like I'm thinking, I feel like she's the prototype for future Gran when the nerfs hit in about 3 weeks. So like if they nerf Gran down to where she is right now, I feel like that'd be fair. She would still be in the upper half of the cast probably, but it wouldn't feel so overwhelming. It wouldn't feel like you're getting robbed over and over again. Like, what is going on? This game is silly. Right. But yeah, she's good. And yeah, as the chat is saying, she also beats Gran in being cute, because she's a cutie. But yeah, anyway, let's just play a round and you can see what she is like. So, like I shared, you know, how I feel about Djeeta right now. She's kind of what we expected. No big surprises. Overall, oh, Narmaya, okay. Overall, plays very similar to Gran. D2, Jesus. Sorry, it's just a random person from the lobby here. But yeah, I'll just play her like normal. Again, I've only actually tried her out for an hour or two. So if you're looking for the more advanced stuff, they're all over Twitter. But even her advanced stuff is almost identical to Gran. You know, it's EX Fireball in the corner, into Rekka, EX Rekka, into DP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to really focus on this charge. Alright, I already hit level 3. So now, like, I didn't take any damage there, right? So I didn't take any damage. We didn't even start playing the round yet. I already have my level 3 stocked up. So I have access to a non-counter hit anti-air combo, which I don't know how to do. But if I knew how to do it, you get the point. It's very, very good. And you can cancel like that, right? Got it again. I did it too early, but that seems like something very, very unique for her. Like something very fun to just, alright, gotta keep my stock going, and it's also quite strong. Battle 2, engage. And even our anti-air is not as good. It's about even, I guess, right? With Gran. The fact she gets this big combo off of it, I got it again. Fireball, fireball, right, to keep the pressure going, try and force him to jump. He did. Counter hit. I guess counter hit doesn't combo. I don't know. Sorry. Sorry I'm beating up this guy. Please, if you're watching on YouTube, this is just a random lobby match. I did not hunt down this D-rank player. It's just a human, just a human being. Will he play me again? He wants another. He wants to run back. Battle 1. Engage. But yeah, it's just like Gran. Just a little bit less aggressive Gran, right? A lot of Gran will be running up and doing close range pressure, but with her, I feel like it's better not to. Even our 2L is still quite good. It's her close range normals. Maybe I can do a corner combo. Oh, he jumped out. Hold up forward. Did he taunt me? So I'm on level 2, right? I'll need one more charge. Oh, I got level 3. So now, again, now she's very, very scary. If you're going to try and jump at me. Although counter hit, I guess that might be something that you can confirm. That's another thing about this game, though, is being able to confirm counter hits and non-counter hits. So Gran has to do it. Cat has to do it. Lance has to do it. Although I feel like probably you'll be able to get that kick. We'll see. I know what to do. It might be dash 5C or something like that, but you can definitely do it. Guy's jumping. Ouch. It's cool. Even if you get hit, though, you keep the stock, which is another. It's not like Voss's armor. Even if you get hit while you're charging, you keep up to where you charged before that. So it's very easy to get this level 3. Anti got blown up there. Yeah, you can use the EX overhead kick in corner combos as well. But that's not really much to show you. but I think you get the idea. Good games. That was you in the chat, right? It's still, if if you're new to the game, if you know, you're a waifu lover, you haven't actually played this game, you're just playing because of Djeeta that's been added. She's a very well-rounded character. She's very strong. She's very, very strong, I think. She's not at the top tier level because the top tier is legit broken. The top 5 are very, very OP. I feel like she's strong and balanced right now, and I feel like this is the level of character we're going to be seeing more of come late April when she gets out there. But her playstyle, again, just all-rounder, has every tool you need, just like Gran, just a little bit weaker. But the Deadly Rave, which I didn't show off in the match, again, it's up to you. You don't need to do it. You can still do the easy input. But if you're willing to put in the time to learn the Deadly Rave, that's a very powerful tool she has. And then this charge, this anti-air kick, this combo extender, you only need to get to level 3. And it's very, very useful. So I think that's a fun little unique thing she has. But yeah, she's strong. She's strong. If this is your wife, she's very cute too. But if this is your wife, there's no worry picking her. You know, when Narmaya came out, everyone was like, I love Narmaya, but Narmaya she's not weak, but she's hard. She's got to work very, very hard. So a lot of people are like, oh, you know, I can't win with her. I got to go back to whoever. But Djeeta is very easy to play, very, very strong. If she's your waifu, you can pick her and you can compete. You can do pretty well with her. But yeah, that's it. It's only, like I said, just my very quick. I've only played Sora's and Djeeta for like an hour or two. I'm going to keep playing them all throughout the week, especially Sora's. I'm going to treat him as one of my sub-characters. So if this helped you, if you want to see more about how these characters develop, make sure you subscribe, follow, whatever you say, because I'll be uploading more and more almost every day.